looking for something. A new way, a new understanding, a connection, some comfort. You've got questions, and Light on Living puts the spotlight on all the answers so you can shine. Lift and lighten the load of life's challenges and learn simple and easy ways to live a healthy, happy life. You'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you. You're invited to hear new, see different, and feel more as Lisa shines the light on living.
Welcome to Light on Living. I'm Life Coach Lisa, holistic nutritionist and life coach, helping to lighten the load of life's challenges. I'm feeling the need to explore motivation today. How do we get it? Where does it come from? What blocks, stops, or hinders it? And how big a role does fear play? Well, I have the most perfect man here to discuss motivation. I've got David Essel, and he is with me here for the second time, and he is just seriously taking over Facebook with his amazing questions and mini coaching sessions. Please let me introduce our guest, David. So, first of all, author of 9 books. I'm probably coming up to 10 here. Radio and TV host, inspirational speaker, success coach, addiction recovery coach, and coach trainer. Welcome, David, again to our show. Hello, David.
Lisa, it's always so great to be with you. I know our second time, and I have a feeling we might be doing more.
I feel that too. And you're just, I really meant that. Like, even if I just pop onto your Facebook page once, just like that one little thing, you've always got, whether it's a question that you've posted, really, people have to go deep a little bit, and it's always something that is, you're right on the nose. You're right on what people are feeling or going through. I mean, how the heck do you do that?
Well, this is our 37th going into 38 years in this business, and I have had some of the most amazing people that I have learned from, Lisa, over the years. For 27 years, I hosted my own national radio show, so I got a chance to do what you're doing. I got some great people on. I've learned all along, and in that learning, plus my own personal failures, which I am amazing at, I have gone through more crap, and I've done more things in my life that I've had to learn the hard way. I think it's a combination. I have an incredible curiosity about life. I love the concept of success, whether we're talking about with our health, relationships, money, spirituality. And I've surrounded myself with really top A people. And I think when you have those three things coming together, you have a tendency to be good at least giving other individuals a chance to think about their life and asking them to change at this time as well.
That's a big one. Oh, my goodness, asking them to change. That's actually a word that I do think about that really aligns with you is change. And I can't remember who I'm pretty sure you said this to me last show, or it was somewhere in our conversation was, if you don't like something that's going on in your life, change everything. You have to make a change if you're not happy with it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, go ahead. So you're 100% correct.
And that's what we're like, okay, so when we say that, because I really took that to heart, and I thought, okay, let's do some changing, but then I need some motivation to change. And that is where I go, like, motivation, I mean, it's so great. Oh, something's going to motivate you, or you're going to find motivation. But, like, where does that come from? Where's motivation come from?
Gosh. Well, I think there's a couple ways that motivation comes. Most of us are motivated to change when we hit a deep enough level of pain. I think that's really the number one motivator, is that when you look in the mirror and you get so disgusted with your body, you look at your bank account and you're so disgusted with your finances, you look at your relationship and you become so, I really think, Lisa, that one of the greatest, if not the greatest motivator to change is discomfort, discontent, and pain.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And that's a neat one. And I can ask you this. So I've, in my world, I deal with weight loss a lot. I've got a lot of women who are very uncomfortable and disgusted. You're right. And that one actually hurts when I hear that from people. But then they say, but so what? I'll just go on. I'll do what I do every day. I'll eat what I always eat. So is that fear that's stopping us, or lack of support that's
Well, I'll tell you what it is, and this is something that we base all of my work on, and it's something that in our number one bestseller on positive thinking we spend a lot of time on. And that knee-jerk reaction of, yeah, I'm disgusted with my body, and yeah, I don't feel attractive, and I don't look attractive and all that, but I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because it's too hard to change. Yeah. That is the subconscious mind. And so this is what happens. Like, Lisa, you know this. You could print out the cleanest diet, the most simplest exercise program. You could hand it to someone. They might follow it for 7 or 14 days. Then they're going to go off track. Mm-hmm. And we go, wait a minute. You're paying me to be your expert, your coach, your motivator, your accountability partner. I've handed you exactly what's necessary. How the hell can't you do it? You know, like,
yes.
You know, you've invested money and time and effort. Like, what happened? Well, it's not consciously that people are deciding not to do it at first. Let's go into this little discussion. And, you know, the conscious mind is the mind that says, I'm going to sign up with Lisa to lose weight. I'm going to sign up with David to get rid of this addiction or to make more money or to create a great love relationship. So they invest in you and me or other experts around the world. And they're all excited for the first 24 hours. You know,
yes,
I'm going to make this change, right? Okay. Now, the subconscious mind only cares about one thing, and that is to keep the patterns that we have set up to today in motion. The subconscious mind doesn't care if the patterns are unhealthy or healthy. It cannot differentiate between unhealthy or healthy patterns. So, your client comes to you, they're all excited about losing weight, and then Friday night hits, and the subconscious mind says, oh, my God, you know what? You have done so well. You've been to the gym 3 times. You went for a walk once. You had a really hard week. Let's just celebrate with these 3 Oreo cookies because you can have 3 and you don't have to have more, and it'll just take that little bite off your sweet tooth. And then all of a sudden you have 3, but because we've used food as an addiction or as a dependency, when we have 3, we go, well, screw it. You know, since I've had 3, I might as well have 12. Mm-hmm. Or it'll go, so that's a reward system. So the subconscious mind says, you deserve this. Let's reward ourselves. You know, for God's sakes, Lisa, there are gyms in the United States of America that every other Monday is free freaking pizza.
No.
How stupid is that? And now they just added something new. On certain Sundays of the month, you can get free bagels.
No, oh my goodness, now I'm going to have to write to a lot of these places.
It's disgusting, right? But the subconscious mind of the person that uses food to deal with stress, to deal with anger, resentment, whatever it might be, like this is a godsend. You know, like they don't see that when they have one piece of pizza, they just totally erase 2 days of being in the gym for an hour and a half a day or whatever it is, right? Like, yes. They don't look at it like that. They look at it like, I deserve this. So the subconscious mind has set up a failure mechanism where that unless we're willing to really work hard to turn that subconscious mind around, that's why there's like 70% of the U.S. population is either obese or overweight. 70%. But I will tell you this, that of that 70%, I'm going to guess easily that 50% of those people would rather not be overweight or obese.
Yes.
And according to the University of Florida study, only 6% of people who are overweight or obese have a genetic problem. That means 94% of people who are overweight or obese have no genetic excuse. It's called a horrendous lifestyle.
Yes.
And they're using food as a way to cope or try to cope with stress, and it never works.
It is. And I'm so glad that you brought that up about the if they're setting a new pattern of motion, because that's what you just, talk about. Oh, my goodness. Okay, commercial, and then as soon as we get back, we are jumping on patterns.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Humanity Healing International is a small nonprofit with a big dream. Since 2007, HHI has been working tirelessly to bring help to communities with little or no hope. Our projects are not broad mandates, nor are they overnight solutions, but they bring the reassurance that no one is alone and that someone cares. To learn more, please visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me the Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Welcome back to the Cat Show. Up next, we have Nico. Nico is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right. A group known especially for their sunspot sleeping, ball chasing, leg rubbing, and of course, companionship. Just look how she struts.
It's like she owns the place.
And see how she curls up and cuddles her person.
The pitch on her purring is simply perfect.
Nice one.
Fantastic cat. But really the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Nico is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
We're back with David Essel, and just honestly, a guy who's got so many helpful answers from a lifetime of so much experience. But okay, so I'm having this mind blow up here, because what you just said about when we're doing something in a pattern, and then the subconscious attaches onto that, doesn't say, hey, you're a healthy pattern, you're not a healthy pattern, out you go. And then I wrote the word down, interruption. So when people are doing something, they fall and say, you know what, I can stop doing this new pattern and I'm just going to treat myself or celebrate in this way. That's an interruption of the new pattern. And I don't even know if people realize how much they're actually destroying what they have to restart.
Lisa, you just said it perfectly. You know, here we have the intention. That's the conscious mind. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to start saving money. I'm going to fill in the blank. And then all of a sudden, we're doing well for 2 days or 4 days or 8 days or 20 days. You know, I've had clients in weight loss myself that did great for 4 months. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, the subconscious mind said, and this God's honest truth that happened last year, it's December 15th. I need to reward myself during the holidays, and then I'll jump right back on January 2nd. And I heard from them in February.
Oh.
And they had regained all the weight they lost.
Oh.
And, you know, and there's a gentleman I'm working right now with our financial fitness program, financial freedom, program. And we got him into this incredibly great shift. He used to be a big free spender. You know, he's one of those guys that would call 6 or 7 friends, hey, let's meet out for Friday night for drinks and dinner. And he'd fund everything, even though he didn't have the money.
Oh.
And we got him to totally change for 3 weeks, Lisa. He did this most amazing thing. And then a friend came that he hadn't seen in a long time.
Yes.
And he used that as an excuse to go out and blow a ton of money in a weekend.
Yeah,
you know,
and I'm so glad you brought up money, because that is actually a big thing. You know what, like the food thing, but people don't realize how much they are damaging their financial portfolio by these little things like that. You don't think it's a lot, but it's huge.
Oh, well, we do this exercise where we have people write down every penny they spend, and then next to it, they write down, was it a want or was it a need? And the definition of a need is, I need this to survive, okay? Without buying, fill in the blank, without buying this, I will not survive. And then every week when I work with them and they send me everything via email, their, you know, what they bought and was it wants or needs, they are blown away. Another person that's in the program right now on a monthly basis was spending $2,000 a month on wants. Okay, that means that they didn't need them at all, but it was comfort. You know, it was a couple dinners here, a couple lunches there. It was, oh, my God, there's a sale at Saks Fifth Avenue. I can't miss this. And then all of a sudden at the end of the month, that's $24,000 a year.
Oof.
And you know what? And a lot of your listeners right now who aren't really good at budgeting and recording, they're probably thinking, oh, that's crazy. I would never do that. But if they were to do it, hey, if it's $800 a month that you're blowing or $500 a month, it doesn't matter if it's $2,000 or if it's $500. We don't know, Lisa, and here's the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind will say, you deserve it. That shall only happens every 6 months.
Yes. You know what? I have a confession right now, right here about something, because there's things that will come up, and I too, and I'm pretty good. I'm a good little budgeter. In fact, I think it's fun and it's a game to me, and I like knowing all the little pennies and where they're going. But I should recognize it, and I want to admit this, that when De Leon comes out with you can pay what you want for this 21-day Pilates course followed online. And I see that it's only $10 Canadian. That's like a penny, So,
right.
But then you do that 3 times in a month and you're $30. And so that's my confession, that I would say, oh, no, I'm awesome. I'm perfect with money. However, I do those little tiny things like, it's not that much. It's not going to affect me, just like somebody might with one cookie or something like that. And that's where I wonder, should we be looking at those things? So, your clients, they're enrolled in the program. They're very committed. They want to get their financial situation in order or whatever it is. And they see that, but then they say, but I don't want it, or I don't know, how can I change? How do I get the motivation and willpower to make the change?
Well, this is where it comes. Let's go back to what I said initially. Someone has to be disappointed enough in their life, frustrated enough in their life. They've been hung over too many times. They want to go to this wedding, and they found out that none of their nice dresses fit, and they have to go buy a new one. There's got to be an internal dissatisfaction, at some level, Lisa, in order for people to make the choice that I need to change, number one. Number two, this is reality. Very few of us will ever make a major change in life by ourselves. So this is where Lisa comes into play, David comes into play, whoever else that you might find, a personal trainer, a financial expert, a love expert, whatever. If we haven't made a major change by now in an area of life that isn't working, the odds of us making that major change by ourselves is almost zero. So the first step is we need to look in the mirror and go, I am so tired of this financial stress. I am so tired of this weight. I am so tired of being in a crappy relationship or being single or whatever it is. That's step one. Step two then is to realize that I don't care how smart you are. I tell this story in my books and everywhere else. I was an addiction. I still am an addiction recovery counselor. I had to go and ask someone else to help me get sober because I couldn't get myself sober. So if I'm an expert in an arena and I have to go and ask for help, that should tell us everything right there. When we rely on, I'm ready now, it's January 2nd and I'm going to lose weight, it's blah, 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 and I'm going to do this. Well, if we haven't done it yet, the odds are we aren't going to. So the next step then is to find someone who you believe and invest in yourself by paying them to help you. And then the last step, Lisa, is one of the most difficult ones, and that is we need to surrender 110% to this expert's program for a minimum of 6 months to a year to see a major change.
So true. Oh my goodness. I love that you're highlighting that this, first of all, the surrender. And I'm going to ask you a question on how we do get to surrender, but you know what, that I love that you're letting people know this is not like what you said, 3 months, 3 weeks or 3 months. This is a serious thing. And in order so you finally found somebody like, oh my gosh, David's the guy. Wow. I listened to him and I'm so motivated and I believe in him. I'm going to invest in his program, which I do want to ask you what online programs you have. So they say, that's the one for me. Okay, I'm investing in that. Now, surrender. How am I going? Is forgiveness of self involved in surrender? Because I know you talk about 2 types of forgiveness, and I wondered, is that a necessary step to surrender?
Well, you know what? It could be. It may or may not be. And this is what I'm going to say. If one of our biggest challenges in life that we are filled with shame and guilt, for what we've done with our money, with alcohol, with the way we've treated people in the past. In other words, if when we wake up we feel like not 100% in our own corner because we haven't lived the life we're capable of, then yes, forgiveness of self might be one of the first things we do. Because a lot of people continue to gain the weight, continue drinking, continue emotionally spending, continue getting crappy relationships because, Lisa, they don't feel they deserve anything better because they haven't lived at their own highest potential yet. So they are filled with shame and they're filled with guilt that they're letting this life slip by without them maximizing their own potential. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, 100%. Another quick share. I woke up 2 mornings ago and realized that there was something that was, somebody had said something to me and I thought, goodness, I said yes, out loud because it was exciting. And then inside I was hearing myself go, nope, I'm not doing that. Right? and I was like, well, why would I say that? And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, wow, I don't believe I deserve something. And so I love that you brought that up because there could be, like what you said, it could be a part of surrendering if we don't forgive ourselves. So when we do talk about surrender, what does that look like for somebody who is surrendering the 100% to a program?
Oh, Lisa, that's a great question. So this is what happens. If someone joins any of my programs, relationships, money, addiction recovery, et cetera, I say to them right up front, I'm going to ask you to surrender 110%. And what that means is this. As we're going through the course and I'm asking you to do writings on certain areas of life, or I'm asking you to do fill in workbooks, or I'm asking you to do a daily journal, and you say to me, oh, you know what, David, I love everything about your program, but I don't have time to do a daily journal. Then I'll say, then there you're not surrendering 110%. Wow. Like, I don't have time to write down everything I spend and was it a want or a need. Then the program won't work because you're not working it. See, Lisa, we can't pick and choose. We can't go through this cafeteria line if you want to radically change your life and say, you know what, I'll take this, but I won't take that. If you really want to surrender, and I'll tell you that the guy, how much time do we have? I don't want to go to a break and over talk this.
You got a minute and a half.
Minute and a half. Okay. Yeah. So Harv Eker, I love to tell this story, who's the author of the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I worked with him about 8 years ago, and I brought him in as my coach, as a matter of fact. And he said to me, when was the last time you had a business coach on a weekly basis? I said, 3 years ago. He said, how come you still don't have one? I said, Harv, you know what? I do this work. And he goes, let me repeat the question. How come you don't have a business coach full time? And my answer was because I got lazy. That was really the true answer. And he said, David, if you want to achieve the next level of financial success that you're asking me to help you with, you have to do what you haven't done. And he was dead right. I hadn't surrendered 100% and kept a business coach with me. Now, 7 years later, I have the same coach, and we kick butt together.
Oh, I love that. So it blossoms into things. I love that. You have to do what you haven't done. And that right there, David, is when you said, if something's not working for you, you have to change it.
Amen, honey. And it's hard.
Yes.
Like, let's not fool around. To become financially independent or to lose a lot of weight or to create a great love relationship, our listeners have to know this is hard work. And it's okay that it's hard work because it's worth it.
I love that. It's okay that it's hard work. I think I'm going to use that one the next time I'm trying to sit in my yoga pose and I really don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
But when we do come back, I want to talk about the importance of the support and the coach and what that can do, and about some fun sweepstakes thing that you're running. I can't wait.
Good.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose. to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Grab a cup of tea or a glass of wine and tune in for Inspired Conversations with publisher Linda Joy on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Linda creates sacred space for leading female luminaries, empowering authors, heart-centered female entrepreneurs, coaches, and healers. A soulful venue where guests openly share the fears and obstacles they've overcome, wisdom and lessons learned, and the personal journey that led them to the transformational work they do in the world. Inspired Conversations to empower you on your path to authentic, soulful living.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
We're here with David Essel. I'm really diving into subconsciousness about patterns and motivation and everything, and the importance, and this is a really big one, the importance of not doing this alone and getting support. And David, I want to share this quick little thing with you, a story. I used to personal train, be a trainer, and my most favorite part ever about doing this was I would just be kneeling beside them on the mat. Let's say they were going to do sit-ups or whatever it was, a plank. They were going to hold a plank or something. And I really didn't have to do anything. I wasn't truly physically helping them, but I was just energetically supporting them and encouraging them. And you know what? They could always do it. And that's something I remember, and even with myself, sometimes even just if you're upset and you just call someone. I mean, they haven't fixed anything, they haven't changed anything, they haven't done anything, but they've heard you, and you don't feel alone. So I know that's something you experience because you offer support all the time, everywhere, to everybody. I see you everywhere offering support.
Oh, gosh. One of the things, we have a mission, and we actually just doubled the mission from last year to this year. Our mission last year was to lift 1 million people every day, 365 days a year. That was the mission that we set a year ago. And Lisa, we've just doubled it, and now we achieved that goal, and it was a huge undertaking, and it's massive, and I don't do it alone. I have great staff. But, the idea is now that we've got this double, our goal is to lift 2 million people a day, and we do it through, newsletters and social media postings, lectures, seminars. We have 1,000 YouTube videos, believe it or not.
Oh, my God.
I've done now to date over 1,000 YouTube videos that are free information about changing your life. So,
I can't believe it. That's incredible. First, that's congratulations to all the people doing this, like 2 million people a day, plus yourself. And where can they go see that? What's the link that they can go check that out?
Oh, you know what? If they go to talkdavid.com, TALK David.com, on our homepage, we have, links for everything. We have links for thousands of hours of my archive radio shows. We have links for our 1,000 YouTube videos. We have, every link in the world you can imagine. So, we use this because we know that that's our purpose. Everyone has a purpose in life, and our purpose over the years has congealed into this. I don't care what your goal is, if it's weight loss, finding God, saving a relationship, forgiving someone, forgiving yourself, dropping an addiction. We have programs and even free videos and audios on everything you would want to accomplish in life.
That's amazing. And, I think that you just nailed that. It's about lifting someone up, because when they're feeling in the dumps and they're feeling like they can't do it, no matter what it is, that's when you have to reach out and you have to have help. And speaking of having help, you are actually offering yet again another chance, an opportunity, and a place for people to get help. And it's with this really fun sweepstakes. So tell us how the sweepstakes and what they can win. And there's actually a lot of winners. It's not just one or two. There's 100.
I know, Lisa, this is so fun. We did a sweepstakes about maybe 8 months ago where the winner won a $3,000 coaching package one-on-one with me. Wow. And that was, and the woman I'm working with her right now still, it was a 6-month package, and oh my God, she has made so many dramatic changes. She's doing so great. So we decided, you know what, let's make a different type of a sweepstakes. So this one is on my website, talkdavid.com, costs nothing to enter the sweepstakes. And what it is, it's the ultimate success sweepstakes. So there's going to be people that win all of my books. There'll be people that win all of my CDs. There will be people that win 50 people who are going to be winners of being involved with something we've created called David Essel's Daily Video Boost. And those 50 people will actually get a video from me every morning, 5 days a week, to inspire them to change. And then we have another 50 people that are going to win our online course, Life Mastery, which is 6 hours of online videos. So, and you can join now at talkdavid.com. And then on December 15th, we're going to select the winners for all these different categories.
Oh my goodness, I can only imagine watching that live because you're already so exciting but it comes with great you have an excitement that's anchored, and I know that sounds very weird, but it's like this, you like what you said in the beginning, you've gone through a lot of crap and a lot of failures and a lot of mistakes, and yet that you've continued to expand on the excitement and the motivation and your purpose, and you really support having a team. I mean, like you said, you have that team. I want to just ask you, when you talk about the Life Mastery online course, is that more like a broad thing, or so any issue or struggle that somebody was going through would they be drawn to that?
Yeah, it's a great question. Life mastery means that we master whatever challenge is set in front of us. And it's the reason we made the course. We wanted it to be so broad that no matter what you're struggling with, because, one of the roots of all struggles that we haven't talked about, Lisa, is procrastination.
Yeah.
We procrastinate losing the weight and cleaning up our addictions, and we procrastinate getting our money together. We procrastinate forgiving lovers from the past who have really hurt us, and so we carry a grudge, a bitterness for us. And that bitterness or that grudge, believe it or not, and some people at first will say that's not me, but after I work with them for a while, they go, oh my God, it is me, is that they will take that bitterness at a former husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, and unknowingly project it on their next partners. Now, they don't do it, consciously, but there's a mistrust. We're looking for the person to make an error. We're looking for them to break their words. We're looking for them to break our hearts because the last person did, and we never fully forgave that last person, so we bring that forward. So we created this course, Life Mastery, so that whatever you procrastinated and you haven't figured out how to do, the course will take you through an amazing variety of steps to do it. In 6 hours of me live doing a lecture, and then you get with it our brand new #1 best-selling book, and you get a 55-page manual. So we take you through the specific steps on how to shatter procrastination with Life Mastery and do what the title says. Finally, learn how to master your life, not anyone else's but yours.
Wow, and that just feels motivating in and of itself. That I found extremely interesting, that we actually procrastinate forgiveness. And I did write that one down. That's a good one. And I specifically love that you said, not only when we carry it forward in the sense of mistrust perhaps, or I actually was thinking, if we have an expectation of our own selves to fail, as well as the other people, then that trust is not there. That's actually, I really see how that, you know what, if I was hurt and I quickly moved over just because I didn't want to deal with it, that's procrastinating, right?
Yeah.
And then perhaps it carries forward in my own thinking, well, you know what, I didn't know, I failed myself then, so I don't know how to make the right decision. Maybe, you know, I mistrust myself. And if a person is in that place, let's say they're sitting in the place where they no longer trust their judgment, is that a place where they would get a coach for the support because they don't trust themselves, or to learn how to trust themselves?
Yeah, what we're talking about is someone with low confidence and low self-esteem.
Okay.
That's what you just said. When we have when we have self-doubt and a lack of self-trust, what that is that those are just different words for someone that doesn't have confidence in life. They don't trust themselves, so they don't have a lot of confidence. And self-esteem is another word for self-love. So when you doubt yourself and you don't have confidence in yourself, then you're obviously not loving yourself at the highest level possible. And when you have low confidence and low self-esteem, the odds are you're going to continue to make errors in your decisions.
Okay.
You know, it's, you know, like if you look at in the world of athletics, the world of athletics is a great example. So you have someone who has, let's say, medium skills as a professional athlete, but they're extremely confident.
Okay.
And the coach says, I'm going to put you in this game, football, baseball, basketball, whatever. And even though you're shorter than, or you're not as fast as, or you're not as gifted as, I believe in you because you believe in yourself. And that person goes in and kicks butt. You know, because they don't care if other people don't think they're talented or tall enough or strong enough or fast enough or whatever. They could care less of what others think. They go, coach, put me in. You know, like, I want that challenge. I'm going to eat that person up. I'm going to do whatever. You know, it's like, and that is, of course, you know, I came from the world of sports psychology. That's how I even got into this whole business we're in today. And so I used it on myself. You know, I played basketball at Syracuse University for 2 years. I was short. I was white. I wasn't fast. I was all these things. But the one thing that I had was I had an unbelievable, I didn't know what the term was back then, but I would have called myself a honey badger.
Oh.
You know, do you know what a honey badger is?
Well, the animal, but not in the sense that you're saying.
Okay, so listen to this. When scientists look at the most ferocious animals in the world, at the very top of the list is normally the honey badger.
Oh.
Now, we're talking about, you know, an animal the size of a small dog.
Right.
And it is such a ferocious, persistent. I mean, if you go on YouTube and you Google honey badger, you'll see this hilarious video put together by this guy. I mean, it's hilarious because his voice is so funny. But the honey badger goes after cobras. The cobra will bite it while the venom is scorching through the honey badger's veins. The honey badger is eating the cobra, right? Now listen to this. Then, because the poison is so deadly, it eventually knocks the honey badger out for a period of time. Then, all of a sudden, you see the honey badger come back to life and finish eating the snake.
No! Oh, my God! Oh! Okay, that's a different animal than I was thinking it was.
So, you know, like, Lisa, this is what I want your listeners to become. Like, I want them to become so ferocious on their goals that they wake up in the morning, they point in the mirror, and I have a video on YouTube on this. The most powerful affirmation anyone could ever say is, I am a honey badger.
Okay, I think that will be the post right after the show on that one. I'm going to put that, though. And you know, that's a great analogy. And you know what, I do have a question, and whether we get to commercial here or not, I would love for you to answer this. Let's take you as a basketball player. And like you said, you weren't tall, you were white, you weren't fast, but you believe this. The way, how would we know that we should continue to be, you know, in basketball or continue to work with money? Oh, darn it. Okay, but when we come back and ask, how do we know when we really should move on or not?
connecting you with the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
More than 24 million Americans have an autoimmune disorder, and that number continues to grow. I'm Sharon Saylor, and I'm one of those 24 million. To put that number in perspective, cancer affects about 9 million and heart disease up to 22 million. That's why I've brought together top experts and those thriving regardless of their diagnosis to bring you the latest, most up-to-date information. Join me, Sharon Saylor, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the Autoimmune Hour on Life Interrupted Radio to find out how to live your life uninterrupted.
Me, a cat, moving in with a new human. It took a little getting used to. She has these weird games she likes to play, like this giant feather. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. It's almost like she thinks I enjoy it. But seeing how much fun she gets out of it, well, I guess it makes it all worth it. Humans.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
All right, back with David Essel, and my question I've been just hanging on to here. And I'm talking about everything, whether it's sports, career, money, relationship. How do we know, like, we can have all that, like, I am sticking to this. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to see it to the end. But maybe we shouldn't. Or, and David, let me just say this. What if somebody is just totally convinced and believes and know that they're amazing at business and where they're investing their money and what they're doing, but really they're not, and they're actually putting themselves in the hole or doing something that aren't, like, how do we know when we shouldn't continue?
Okay, well, you just mentioned something really crucial, and that is this. When we're going after a goal and we see ourselves going into negative lifestyle habits, so the goal isn't coming and we're angry at our children, we're angry at our partners, we're impatient in traffic constantly, we're putting people down, we are angry with our staff, we are drinking more, eating more, we are spending money that we don't have. Like, our outside actions, how we react, is the number one sign that I tell my clients that this may not be the goal for them. Like, it doesn't, now I didn't say anything about if you're frustrated, if you're disappointed, if you don't know what to do next. I didn't mention anything about that, because when you're going after a goal, like, you know, I was told by so many different people I would never play at a major Division I university. I was told by all these people, but you know what? I had one or two people that couldn't believe my work ethic. And those coaches that would say to me, Esssel, you just don't ever stop. Like, you're amazing. And, well, go give it a shot. They're not going to give you a scholarship, but maybe you could be a walk-on player. And that's exactly what happened, you know? And so I never gave up. But I didn't take that internal frustration at other people and turn it into some full-blown addiction or turn it into anger at others or jealousy that other players were getting more time than me. You know, like you've got to look at how am I reacting to the world. And if you're a partner or your kids or your friends are saying, you know, you've become quite a jerk, or, you know, you're really drinking a lot more now or eating or spending money you don't have, you can look in the mirror and go, you know what, maybe this isn't the goal for me. And maybe making $1 million a year isn't really why I'm here. You know, maybe whatever the maybe is. I think first we look at, Lisa, if I've turned into a person that I wouldn't respect, then that tells us a lot.
Okay, I love that. That's really helpful. And when you're saying that too, that's interesting when others come to you and say, you know what, I think you're drinking too much now, or I think you're being snappy or treating this way or spending too much. How do we differentiate between those people who come to us and are, I mean, I'm hoping that we would know who loves us and is truly concerned with us, but sometimes other people can be jealous or just don't like that you're changing.
Oh, yeah.
So those, we'll call them naysayers, let's say. How do we deal with those people if we don't want to remove them from our lives, but we don't want their hurtful things to get us down?
Okay, wonderful question. So let's go to Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Most people know of Colonel.
Yeah.
You know, he was broke until 68. He made his first large amount of money at 68. Lisa, he had more people telling him that it was the stupidest thing in the world for him to hold on to this dream, that his recipe was so much better for chicken than other people, and he was going to create a restaurant. I mean, he wasn't even talking franchise in the beginning. He just wanted one, for God's sake, you know. But he had a lot of people saying, look at how many years you put into this. But let me tell you this. He enjoyed what he was doing. He enjoyed working long hours because he believed in his product. He had a gift, I will say, of perseverance and persistence. So you're going to have naysayers. You're going to have, and maybe even people who love you that say, oh, come on. After a dream, you may have to work 2 jobs. And if people are going, you don't have time for the way, and we do that so that people, because it's extremely inexpensive, Lisa. It's $97 for a 6-hour video course plus a book plus a manual. So we wanted to keep, I know, honey. Oh. We wanted to keep that price point. Remember my goal, 2 million people a day. So we wanted to keep that price point that someone says, I don't have the money right now to work with David full time, but this would be a stepping stone. And so we say, go for it. And, $97, it's going to be more than worth your money. And you're going to get a lot out of the course. And then for people that want to work with me one-on-one, well, when they go to talkdavid.com, they'll see they have all kinds of options. We can generally, or we can work highly specifically in a certain area of your life that you want to absolutely turn around.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, you know what? I'm being moved right now. I'm being motivated because it is actually my vision to help people everywhere, too. And if there's somebody listening right now who does want to do that online program, I'm putting out a sweepstakes now here. I want them to Facebook me at the personal page, Lisa Berry, and I will sponsor a person to have that course from you.
Oh, my gosh.
I know, you just motivated me because because I know there are people who really want to accomplish something. And I do have one thing. Whenever anybody Facebook me, Lisa Berry, like a strawberry, Berry, and say, I want to be motivated by David and work with him on the online program. and I will do a beautiful little thing and figure out how to help somebody. I want to sponsor one program from you. And my question is, when somebody first starts working with you, and no matter which way, whatever way it is, how important is it, and do you ask them to start off with that bigger vision, the big why?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay, why?
Isn't that interesting? Now, listen, this is so great. We've done videos on, it's an interesting statement. Why, quote, your why is not the answer to your goals. A number of years ago, someone wrote a book, What is Your Why? I forgot the guy's name. Okay. And it became a huge, do you remember his name, Lisa?
Oh my goodness, no.
Okay, I can't remember it either. But, he did very well in book sales, and it really opened up some people's eyes. Like, I want to make money so that my children never have to work. I just made that up. Or I want to make enough money, so what's your why? I want to make this money so my kids can go to any school they want in college and I can pay for it. Or I want to lose this weight so I can be around for my grandchildren and be playing basketball when I'm 80. So people have made this big thing about your why. But here's the problem I have with that. When we have a why that's so far out in the future, it is not motivating enough for us to do the grinding daily work to get there. That's the truth. Our human brain cannot on a daily basis go, this is going to be so great when I'm 80, I'm 40, but when I'm 80, I'm going to be able to play basketball with my grandkids. That is never going to hold any water, okay?
Yeah.
And so I think there's an overblownness to the why. What I want to know when I first working with people is, what is the frustration level that you've reached to finally get you to reach out to me? Is there, what's the sadness? What's the anger? What's the resentment? Where's the pain? because no one reaches out to me because they have their life together and they just want to chat once a week.
Right.
You know, like,
yeah.
The only reason people reach out to me as a counselor and a life coach is because something isn't working. It's got their attention. They need to change it. So I want to know, what isn't working? What's your greatest frustration? What's the pain? What's the discomfort? You know, like that's the very first thing I want to know. And Lisa, from there, because remember what I said quite a while ago, is that the number one reason we change is pain. You know, if you're just disappointed and frustrated because you're making enough money to live, but you want to live at a much higher level, I want to know what you're disappointed with, what you're frustrated with. You know, how is your financial situation causing stress? How is your relationship not working? You know, how much time do we have, honey?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I want to talk for another hour, but we probably have a minute and a half.
Okay. So I worked with a couple. One, the woman was from East Europe, and the guy was from America, and two totally different cultures. The woman came to the United States a number of years ago, and what she was raised is you don't talk about problems. You don't talk about your emotions. The guy that she eventually married, is a guy from the U.S. that wanted to be able to talk to her, but she would shut down constantly. So if I said to them, what is your why of working with me? They would say to have a healthy relationship. But that wasn't specific enough. So when I had them burrow down deeper, she's the one that came up with the answer, and she said, where that we can sit together tomorrow if something comes up, and not I don't shut down and he doesn't yell, then I'm shutting down.
Oh.
So, you know, and it's so beautiful. So instead of this big painted brush, we want to have a healthier relationship, which is pretty, I don't know, benign in a way.
Yes,
like,
yes.
We narrowed it down to I want to sit with him and not shut down so that he doesn't yell and get frustrated. Now we have something we can work with right away, Lisa. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. And right now, my request upon ending, beyond a giant thank you to you, is to go to David Essel's, whether it's talkdavid.com or David Essel's Facebook or Lisa Berry's Facebook. Tell us what the pain is that you are in and why you want to take the online course to get out of it. Does that work, David?
Yes, I love it.
Okay, great, because then we can do this thing. So I am so appreciative of having you here yet again and cannot wait for the next one already. And I'm so just thank you.
Oh, you are just so awesome. I appreciate you, Lisa. Thanks a ton.
I appreciate you. We'll talk soon. Thanks, David. Thank you, everyone. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.